Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, myself Professor Uday Hukre and now I am welcoming you on your own YouTube channel Ekeeda. Hope you are watching my videos regularly. Keep watching, keep learning. Friends, if you are watching my video for first time, I request you to subscribe to our channel Ekeeda and also press bell icon for your latest notifications. Today we are going to learn for CA Intercourse Accountancy subject, topic name Redemption of Debenture, question number 3, which is on your screen. Sencom Limited issued rupees 1,50,000 5% debenture on which interest is payable half yearly, 31st March and on 30th September. The company has a power to purchase debentures in open market for cancellation thereof. So company has a liberty to purchase the debenture for cancellation. The following purchases were made during the year ended 31st of December 2000X1. So we have purchased during the year ended 31st December X1, means my year will begin on 1st January every year. And the cancellation were made on the following 31st March. That means on 31st March 2000 X2 we must have cancelled those debentures. On 1st March we have purchased rupees 25,000 nominal value purchased for rupees 24,725 X interest. On 1st September again we purchased nominal value purchased for rupees 20,125 cum interest. You are required to draw up the following accounts up to the date of cancellation, means it is to be prepared up to 31st of March 2000 X2. Debenture account, own debenture investment account, debenture interest account, ignore the taxation and make the calculations nearest to rupee. Fine. So we will prepare 3 accounts here: debenture account, own debenture investment account, debenture interest account, and ignoring the taxation, making the calculation to the nearest rupee. Fine. So we are preparing those 3 accounts. They issued rupees 1,50,000 5% debenture on which interest is payable half yearly on 31st March and 30th September every year, of course. Company has a power to purchase debentures in open market for cancellation, and the following purchases were made for the year ended 31st of December X1. Current year will begin on 1st January 2000 X1, so debenture will have a opening balance. $1,50,000. During the year 31st December X1, they made the following purchases. First purchase was made on 1st of March. 25,000 nominal value purchase for rupees 24,725 X interest. So we'll have some small working note. Purchase of own debentures on 1st of March 2000 X1. कौन सी 3 बातें मुझे लिखनी है? फेस वैल्यू कितना है, इंटरेस्ट कितना है, कॉस्ट कितना है. फेस वैल्यू ऑफ डिबेंचर्स परचेस 25,000. Face value of debentures purchase 25,000. Interest will be from the last interest date up to the date of transaction, 31st March and 30th September. If I look at this date, last interest they must have paid on 30th September. So from that, October, November, December, Jan and Feb, 5 months interest will be calculated. $521. Cost is X interest price and your X interest price was 24,725. ठीक है? So it is what the purchase transaction I am recording. I am recording purchase transaction. It is the interest on own debenture account. It is the interest on own debenture account. So our entry will be own debenture investment account debit, interest on own debenture account debit to bank account. right? And before I proceed further, one thing which is there in my mind, because the transaction is given on 1st March, इंटरेस्ट डेट क्या था जरा चेक करो, 30 सितंबर तक का था. 1st of January X1 is my current year's beginning date. If I look at that, from 30th September up to last 31st December, that is 3 months interest is outstanding at the end of the last year, which is current year's opening outstanding interest. इंटरेस्ट आउटस्टैंडिंग एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर रहता है तो अपना एंट्री आता है डिबेंचर इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट डेबिट टू आउटस्टैंडिंग डिबेंचर इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट, और यही एंट्री रिवर्स हो जाता है 1 जनवरी को. ठीक है, तो विल हैव अ वर्किंग नोट नंबर 2 फॉर दैट. My debenture amount is 1,50,000, rate of interest is 5% and it is for 3 months. $1,875. आपका डिबेंचर इंटरेस्ट आउटस्टैंडिंग होता है तो आपका एंट्री आता है एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर डिबेंचर इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट डेबिट टू आउटस्टैंडिंग इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट, एंड नाउ एंट्री विल बी रिवर्स. तो माय जर्नल एंट्री इन दिस केस विल बी माय एंट्री विल बी आउटस्टैंडिंग डिबेंचर इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट डेबिट टू डिबेंचर इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट. तो मुझे डिबेंचर इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट क्रेडिट करना है ऑन 1st of January. $1,875. तो ये बात याद रखना, आपका आउटस्टैंडिंग इंटरेस्ट विल बी implied if your accounting year ending date and debenture interest dates are different. So that what we have done for 3 months. Now moving ahead in the transactions, we have taken 1st March. In between 1st March and 30th September, there will be a 31st March half yearly debenture interest we need to calculate. So let us go ahead with the working note number 3. Total debentures company is having 1,50,000. Total debentures. It is broken into 2 parts, own debenture and outsider. राइट स्टूडेंट, ये अपना ओन इंटरेस्ट है और ये आउटसाइडर का है. आउटसाइडर का तो आपको देना ही पड़ेगा. ओन इंटरेस्ट विल नॉट बी पेड बट इट विल बी अकाउंटेड फॉर. व्हाट एंट्री आई विल डू, पे अटेंशन फॉर ओन डिबेंचर. माय एंट्री विल बी my entry will be debenture interest account debit to interest on own debenture. It is for own debentures. And for outsider, my entry will be debenture interest account debit to bank because I need to pay them. So posting will be debenture interest account debit to own interest on own debenture and debenture interest account debit to bank. So debenture interest account on debit side. So we have debited debenture interest account debit to interest on own debenture and to bank. Interest on own debenture account we are having in own investment account. By debenture interest account, interest column में आएगा 625. It is as per working note number 1. Working note number 3. After recording the interest, next transaction is given on 1st September 2000 X1 of course. Once again we have purchased 20,000 rupees at rupees 20,125 come interest. What is the face value of the investment purchase? 20,000. Face value of own debentures we have purchased 20,000. interest will be calculated on 20,000. For how many months? Last interest had been paid on 31st of March. So April, May, June, July and August. 5 months. 5 months interest will be done. It is 417. 417 is the amount. It was purchased at 20,125. Come interest means it is including the interest. So I will minus the interest to get the. So we have purchased debenture having a face value of 20,000. Interest on own debenture at that time is 417. And cost price comes to 19,708 because 20,125 was come interest price. So this is our own debenture investment account. On debit side of that, 1st September X1 to bank account, it is as per your working note number 4. So we have purchased debenture, interest we paid is 417 and cost we incurred is 19,708 as per working note number 4. Question says that these debentures were cancelled on following 31st March. Now before I go on the next 31st March, on 30th September, there will be half yearly interest again. Before I reach to the year end, 30th September interest date will come here. Right? So 30th September again half yearly interest I need to work out. What is our total amount of debenture? 1,50,000 only. Now our own debentures were, here I can notice face value of 45,000 is owned by me only, owned by our company only. Needless to mention, outsider portion will be 1,05,000. On that, I will do a calculation at the rate of 5% for 6 months. Again here at the rate of 5% for 6 months. Right? Interest on own debenture and interest on outsider. Our entries will remain same. मतलब यहाँ पे मेरा entry होगा right? Debenture interest account debit to interest on own debenture and to bank. Right? So as per our working note, these are the amounts. So interest on own debenture account will be credited. In this way, we have completed half yearly interest on 30th September. See, cancellation is to be done in the next year on 31st March. In between, on 31st of December, there will be accrued interest on our own debenture. Try to understand, 30th September we paid the last interest and our year ending is going to be 31st of December. So in between there are 3 months for which interest has accrued but it is not due. Right? So I need to do that working for outstanding interest. This outstanding interest will be calculated from last 30th of September up to 31st of December, means it is from practically 1st October to 31st of December. Students, my outstanding interest is calculated in this manner. Total debentures were 150, out of that 45,000 belongs to own and outsider is 1,05,000. Based on that, my own interest is 562 and outside interest is 1313. See, I can make it 563 and then it is 1312 will be one and same, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. ठीक है, मेरा एंट्री कैसे आएगा वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. My entry will be it is the expense of current year, so debenture interest account will be debited, but I will credit outstanding interest account in case of outsider. In case of own debenture, I will credit interest on own debenture account. So आराम से देखो, so my entry for this debenture interest account debit to outstanding debenture interest account, it is for own interest. For outsider, my entry will be debenture interest account debit to outstanding debenture interest account. So I am going to do the posting of this. $562. This interest we will transfer at the end of the year to P&L account. Now before I close the account, पहले ये बात तो summarize कर लो. During the year we did purchases 2 times, half yearly interest 2 times, outstanding interest 2 times. So many transactions we have covered. Though question looks very small, it has very much in depth to understand. Okay. Student, I have closed the account. Face value column buy balance carried down is 45,000 and cost column is 44,433. Interest column, it is the interest on own debenture. Please be careful, it is not the debenture interest, it is interest on own debenture which is transferred to P&L account, right? And remaining amounts are basically carried down amount that we know. Okay, so these closing balances will become opening balances on 1st January 2000 X2. Not only that, this debenture interest is outstanding amount. This entry will be reversed on the next day. It was a temporary entry for calculating interest on accrual basis. So it entry is reversed. Okay. By profit and loss account, balance amount of interest for the year will be transferred to P&L. This closing debenture interest is basically the outstanding that will become opening on the next year. So just like this, it will be recorded here 1/1/2000 X2 by interest on own debenture account and by outstanding debenture interest account. We close all 3 accounts and now we have also brought it to the next year. Next year on 31st of March they have cancelled the debenture, and on 31st March I also need to consider interest, half yearly interest. So let's have a working. When I calculate interest on 31st of March 2000 X2, my total debentures were 1,50,000. Out of that 45,000 were own debenture and outsider were 1,05,000. This means same working note I will draw as I did on 30th of September. So I can say that it is not only applicable on 30th September, it is also applicable on 31st of March X2. Try to understand, we have to calculate half yearly interest on 31st March X2 also. So same entry will come. Okay, so I am just doing posting of that. It is same as per working note number 5, right? interest on own debenture account will be credited. In this way, we have recorded interest till the date of cancellation, and 31st March itself is the date of cancellation. On this day, we have cancelled our debenture. So when you cancel the debenture, your entry will be debentures account debit to own debenture account, and this entry will be recorded at a face value. To own debenture investment account, cancellation will be recorded at face value, and face value of cancellation is 45,000. So student, you can notice I have considered my cancellation consideration as a 45,000 because मेरा liability भी 45,000 का गया है. In this way, I have sold away, rather I have cancelled my debentures. Now I need to close my own debenture account because debentures are cancelled and that account is not there. Students, my face value column is telling, my interest column is having credit side heavier. This 563 I will transfer to P&L account. Practically P&L account will be prepared at the end of the year, but since I am closing the account on 31st March, I am transferring on 31st March. $567, it is a profit on cancellation, and this profit on cancellation we will transfer to capital reserve because ये आपके लिए capital profit है. Our remaining amount of interest of debenture that will be transferred to P&L account being a balancing figure. One more account we have prepared is debenture account that is closed and carried down. So my remaining amount of debentures which are carried down is 1,05,000. If you see the question, you will feel that very small question is there, but because of so much of complications, I tell you students, this question has very important role to play in your exam. I want you please go through this question before your exam. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have understood everything. Question is very difficult at a student level. I want you to go through the video for at least 2 or 3 times, then only you will be able to understand. Important is closing outstanding interest is always reverse, that you have to keep in the mind. Before I close the video, I request you once again to subscribe to our channel Ekeeda and also press bell icon for your latest notification. Thank you for watching the video. God bless you all.